close to 3 months worth of items that I have thrifted that I'm ready to haul for you. And there are some pretty good things, if I do say so myself. So if you want to see a very epic long thrift haul, this video is for you. Hi everybody, my name is Catherine. I'm a reselling and beauty enthusiast, and if those are things that you like to watch, consider subscribing before you go. I am actually in a different location than I normally am. I'm at my parents' house, I'm dog sitting, and so I took this opportunity to basically fill my car up with my last 3 months of items that I have thrifted and get them all drafted. It's been a lot. Forced focus is a hard thing for me because I'm doing nothing here but working my day job and then basically drafting up listings since I'm by myself. It's been hard, but it's been good and productive. So I figured I would share with you all the things that I have recently thrifted. I've drafted them all and I'm hoping to get them listed as soon as possible. And since this is such a long thrift haul, I think I'm gonna do it in 2 parts. I'm just gonna combine the video together. Yeah, so let's just get started. Let's get started. So the first part is from Buffalo Exchange. I think, when did I get this? Like on National Thrift Store Day, which I believe is August 17th. I was in town, so I actually live in Southern Arizona and I was in town in Phoenix. Funny enough, I actually live between 2 Buffalo Exchange outlets. So one in Nogales and one in Phoenix. We were up in Phoenix for something and I hadn't stopped in the outlet part of it. So I decided to stop in on National Thrift Store Day. Unfortunately, the outlet stuff didn't apply to it. But anyways, we got lots of good stuff. And we got a dog barking. We got lots of good stuff. What's different about the outlet at Buffalo Exchange is that it's basically items that didn't sell in their store, and then they go to the outlet and they are like, the max that they charge for things is like $8. So they have a variety of like things that are $4, $5, $6, $7, $8. So that's why I like shopping there, because it's Buffalo Exchange items for like super cheap. So the first item we got is from Ellie Tahari, and this is actually one of her not diffusion lines. This is like the expensive line. This is really pretty, like bodycon sheath dress. That's a wool blend, has like this blue paneling with black contrast, kind of that slimming type of effect, and then it has this like mesh detailings, and does have an exposed zipper, so just kind of show the age of it. We don't really do exposed zippers in the 2025s. When I was doing my research, I think this was like supposed to be maybe in the 2014 runway or something like that, but regardless, it's really pretty. You style it just right, you use all the keywords, I think it'll sell just fine. This next item is from Cupcakes and Cashmere, and more specifically from Anthropology. It is new with tags. It's this really pretty kind of like cool tone crushed velvet, like oversized top. Great, again, great for this upcoming season. I literally just got done filming my Castle Core reseller style report. What do I call it? Reseller aesthetic report. That's what I call it. And I just filmed for Castle Core, and Castle Core is all about like velvets and rich emerald tones and things of that nature, so that would fit right in. I would use the style aesthetics like Castle Core, holiday, all that sort of stuff to get that sold. Then we have Reformation, new with tags. This is a size small. This is the Blair ribbed wrap cardigan in Serenade, which is a really pretty pale pink. So it's kind of this like wrap top right here, a little hard to show with it not being on a hanger. Things I would use for that is definitely like ballet core. That would fit right into that theme. We have Everlane, size 4. This is a really pretty kind of tank wrap dress, like midi length. This is their Japanese go weave, I believe. So it's supposed to be like resistant to wrinkles and of that nature. Kind of like if you know Chico's Travelers, where it just has that like silky knit where it just resists wrinkles and things. Perfect for traveling. This one is a little bit interesting. So it's really pretty kind of tartan plaid pencil skirt. And what makes it interesting is I don't know what the brand is. So we have two kind of brand tags on here. One of them says Bernard Zins Paris. This one says Troy Palm Desert. And then we also have Made in France over here. So I think this Bernardo Zins is the actual brand. I don't know where Troy Palm Desert comes from. Maybe that's like the store it was sold at. Regardless, really cute like little vintage piece. I've definitely been getting more into vintage items and saving them from the thrift stores when they match current style aesthetics that I think are popular these days. Here is a brand called Current Mood. This is actually sold on Dolls Kill. It's another like little tartan plaid kind of punk grungy skirt with like the D-ring. We have an exposed zipper on the back. Word of the wise, if you are a stock photo user, to each their own, but do not use stock photos from Dolls Kill. They immediately flag that shit and will pull it down, so just be careful about that. Then I found a new to me brand that I never heard of before, but this is solid and striped, and it's this like jersey knit skirt with like this asymmetrical stripe pattern, and then has a very intense opening right here with like some ruching on the side. So this color again I think is perfect for fall, if I can breathe without hiccuping. Then we have this blank NYC kind of what do they call it, a bomber jacket, faux fur cream bomber jacket with these like faux leather buckles and trim. Again, I had fall in the brain when I was picking up this stuff. Here's a classic for me. I love to pick up theory pieces. They do sometimes take a while to sell, but for most of the time they sell like for top dollar. So I love picking up theory when I can find it. So this is one of their newer tags too. It's a size small. It's just like ribbed. They say this is like a cotton, but it's kind of like a special cotton. Also kind of that silky knit, wrinkle resistant dress in this really pretty kind of like winter cream white. And what I love about theory pieces, at least the ones that I have found, I don't know about like the older ones, but usually the newer pieces will have the model name to it. So it'll have like the name of the dress on here. So it makes looking it up super duper easy. Picked up some shoes as well. The first pair are these really nice black pebbled leather ankle booties from Everlane. We have the kind of exposed zipper on the side, a stacked heel. It's very interesting kind of like paneling that creates the seaming on here. I think these are called the Boss style. There was some discrepancy online when I was looking these up, because when I looked up the Boss, I saw these and then I saw a pair that looked very similar to these without this like seaming details. So I don't really know what they are, but they are Everlane, like really good quality leather, made in Italy, 7.5. And then these beauties. So this kind of style of shoe is called a creeper. It's like a platform loafer, and it looks very, what would this style be? Like very punk, very like, I don't know why it's escaping me. Kind of like mobster, if you will. Fun, small studded details, like this lace up closure, very chunky platform. Oh my goodness, I'm like sweating. It's like leather and faux leather details on here. I love these. The only problem I had with them was I could not find a size on them anywhere. Luckily, these are a bigger size, so I was able to try them on. I'm usually like a 9.5, and these were a little bit big for me, so I'm thinking they're a 10. I did measure the insole and the bottom sole as well, so I think they're a 10. These are so cool. I actually when I was doing my research to list these, I found some in my size and I made sure to like them because I might come back and pick them up because these are super cool. I didn't even say, they're Gianni Beanie. I love Gianni Beanie. I love finding Gianni Beanie. I love finding Sam Edelman. I love finding Vince Camuto. I think they're very like under the radar shoes. I've said this multiple times. They're usually really great quality. The retail value is actually pretty high and the resale value can be pretty decent. And I think a lot of people just kind of like overlook them, but I think they're great. So here's my next bag from Plato's Closet, the clearance section. And when I did go on National Thrift Store Day, like one of the promotions is that if you spend so much money, you get these tote bags. So that's where those tote bags came from. I don't know if they sell them individually, but found this pair of Johnny Was like loose wide leg pants. I think they're called the Dreamer pant. And they have this very dramatic like front side vent right here with like fun little print on the bottom. I don't know if these are meant to be just like swimsuit cover up or anything like that. I mean, it definitely could be used for a swimsuit cover up. The only reason I say that is because they're unlined. So unless you're wearing the correct undergarments, like I just feel like you'd be able to see them. So I don't know, but they're really cute and I got them for a steal. They are a size 1X, which makes it even better because Johnny Was plus size pieces typically sell really well. We have some Lululemon joggers in this kind of like buttery, I think the fabric is that Rulu buttery fabric, little cropped joggers in this like heathered gray color, size 4. We have another Reformation skirt, size 8. It's really cute, like little plaid skirt. Gave me very like 90s Y2K vibes. And one thing that I'll never understand about Reformation is how freaking expensive it is and how cheap it feels. It feels so cheap. It's unlined, like the material feels cheap, but this retailed for like $148. It's bananas. It is bananas. And don't get me wrong, I mean, there are a lot of fun silhouettes that I love on Reformation, but when I end up like purchasing some of the thinner material, that's where it just doesn't feel that great. We have Kate Spade. This is like the bloom dress, like a shirt dress. So all these like floral, abstract floral details. It's a button front, long sleeve, that like smocking in the back. This is the first time I found this brand. I've actually featured this brand in a reseller aesthetic report. I think it was for European summer, if I'm not mistaken. So it was kind of funny that it's like now I actually found it in real life. This is the brand Stod. These are size 2. And they're these fun, like gingham print like knit pants. They have this like texture to them, some stretch to them. They do have like a little bit of like a kick flare at the end. I almost think that this came, I don't know if it came as a set, but I know it has a matching top to it, that the gingham print is a little bit more exaggerated on the top when I was looking this up in the information. So I thought that was kind of cute. Another perfect for fall piece is this Daughters of the Liberation. This is from Anthropologie. It is new with tags, and they are this Glen check plaid trouser with like the pleating in the front. We have a cuffed hem at the bottom and this like detachable kind of ribbon waist tie. So cute. We have another like Dolls Kill type of vibes. This is from Killstar. This is like some nylon leggings with the pentagram front zipper. Very skinny type of legging. For some reason, like that type of stuff does really well in my closet. So whenever I find it, so that current mood skirt that we showed, the Killstar, that just does really well. I don't find it too often, but when I do, that and kind of like other punk, goth, even like rockabilly type of things typically sell pretty quickly in my closet. Here is a brand I haven't found in a while. This is Cause. This is like H&M's more expensive cousin. They are the same brand. It's just kind of like a linen blend mini A-line skirt with a waist tie. Really cute. Needs to be lint rolled a lot though. Another new to me brand, but something I think that does really well, is John Elliott. So this is a pair of men's dark wash denim pants, or jeans I should say. They have the button fly, some imperfections to it. Like you can tell somebody's cell phone was in there for a while. There's like a little paint thing that I'm working on getting out, and then there's something else on one of the sides. Some like, I don't know if that's intentional distressing or just wear distress. But regardless, when I was looking these up and doing the drafting of it and checking comps seem to be pretty good on this brand. Here's another new to me brand. This is like a little brocade, or I'm sorry, boucle tweed crop top, sleeveless crop top. This is from the brand J-Lux label, size small. This is also something that would be really perfect for like kind of that castle core vibe. I also said mob white for this because I mean that's exactly what it looks like. But it has this like corsetry detail in the back. We have a few more Lululemon pieces in here. We have this very oversized pink V-neck t-shirt, and it has this waist tie that you can put in the front or the back, or like wrap it around to give it some shape. This is supposed to be very oversized, and I could not find any sort of like sizing on it, so I just guessed it was, I mean, it could fit an extra large and still be pretty oversized, so that's just what I went with. Here's another Lululemon piece. This is actually a rash guard. So like when you're surfing or in the water or something like that, it has sun protection on it. Has this really neat like color block feature, and then the little tabs to take it on and off. And here is the little Lululemon logo. Again, don't have a size on that. Thinking it's probably like a 2 or a 4. Here's another kind of gothic fairy core type of piece. So this is from the brand Sugar Thrills. I actually just sold a pair of shoes from this brand that I hauled in my last thrift haul, which I can link that playlist for you. And they sold for $75. I had them listed for $100, and they were super popular on Depop and Vinted. They were very, very popular on those two platforms. And they sold relatively quickly for a lot of money. And they had that like coquette type of vibe. This is another one of their items, and if you look very closely, those are like little dragons on it. So this definitely would be like a fairy core type of style, especially with like the little frilly pastel look. We have another Lululemon piece. This is one of their long line ribbed bralettes. Don't have a size dot on it, so I will just have to guess, but this looks like a teeny tiny little size. A brand I don't typically pick up clothing from anymore, just because I have a really hard time selling it. I think it's just anything from this brand I have a hard time selling, but I still picked it up. It's Rebecca Minkoff. This is a size large, and I picked it up because it's just like a classic style. It's a kind of a heavier weight long sleeve top with these puff sleeves and the stripes. So it's very like Parisian, very French, very model off-duty type of look. Then we have the brand Gani. It is this very fun pink polka dot top with the huge puff sleeves, like puff balloon sleeves, the very exaggerated square neckline, and then the sheared, is this sheared or smocked? This thing right here, the bodice. I tried looking it up, and apparently there is a difference, but I was not understanding the difference between the two. So I think in the listing I put both sheared and smocked because I didn't know. This is actually, my husband picked this up for himself. This is not in the clearance section. This is a really pretty navy cashmere. It's a cashmere club room Luxury is the brand. Like with cashmere, at times it doesn't really matter what the brand is as long as it's cashmere. But this retailed for $189 and still has the tag on it. So that was for him. This piece, I'm hoping to get this up sooner than later. There's some of these pieces that are more, I feel like, fall based that I really want to try to prioritize to get up. So that's why I was happy that I could like spend the time up here and force myself to focus on getting these drafts up and then take photos and then kind of cherry pick what I'm gonna list. But this is a little like Bavarian Oktoberfest drindle dress. I think that's what they call it, a drindle. This is from Original Steindl from Munich, München, Salzburg. So this is something that I want to get up sooner than later because Oktoberfest, we were in October. A lot of people like to kind of dress up to go to parties for that. This was something I probably shouldn't have picked up, but I did because it has a specific detail to it that I thought would sell well. So this is actually Vera Wang. So this is like the designer Vera Wang, not simply Vera Wang by like Kohl's or anything. But it's this really pretty kind of like olivey brown top with this gold metallic weave in it. And this fold over kind of boat neck details. Same thing with like the fold over rolled tab sleeves. And what I thought it was interesting about it was this kind of like corset detail in the back. So it's like you could leave it open as a keyhole or you could corset it up. So I took a chance on it. I don't know how well it will sell. It seems like it's gonna take a while to sell, but sometimes you never know. Sometimes you just pick things up and you have no idea and you just try. You just try. This is Skims. I think this is their Everybody Fits Everybody bodysuit. So high neck, sleeveless, thong backing with like the snap gussets and everything. With the color, it was a little bit hard to tell online what color this was, but I think it ended up being like sand, like the sand color. I hope I got that right at least. Then we have this dress, new with tags. It's a very mini plunging deep neckline. The brand is NBD, so this is sold like on Revolve and stuff. Has like shoulder pads, mostly lined except the sleeves are sheer. You can't really tell, but they are. And it has this very massive waist tie. I did notice on a few of my items, I do have this little sensor tag in there, and luckily I have a very strong magnet that I can take those off, so I never have to fear about those things. I did notice it on like a few different items. I was like, oh, okay, Buffalo Exchange didn't take that off. That's okay, I have one. It's worth the investment. I think I got mine years ago, and I don't have to use it so often, but when I do use it, I'm very thankful that I have it and then I spent the money to get it. Last but not least in this haul from Buffalo Exchange is Quince. I do love Quince for myself and reselling. This is I think it's a cashmere blend. It has 3% cashmere in it, so I mean technically it is a cashmere blend, but it's like a cotton cashmere. And this is dolman sleeve, very light pink sweater. This I would also use like ballet core. Anything that has this like type of light pink on it, I'm definitely using ballet core. But that was everything from Buffalo Exchange, so let's go get the other stuff. So these next items I definitely paid a little bit more up for than I normally would. We had went to a thrift store, which or a consignment store, which we'll come up next to, and then after that we went to another thrift store that was nearby that I'd never been to before, and my husband wanted to check it out, and I'm never gonna say no when he wants to check out a thrift store. And we walked in there and it was like the prices were ridiculously high, and I don't know. It's probably not a thrift store that I'll go to again, but I tried it out and I found a few things. It was for hospice, so you know, you're like, okay, I'll pay some money to help with hospice. But this first item is from Free People, very Free People-esque, kind of this floral print with this lattice lace detail. There's the Free People tag. It's a size small. I forget what the style this is called. Like I said, I did all this drafting and I'm trying to like remember everything in my head. This one is from Pilcrow, which previously was Pilcrow, and the letterpress. I don't know if they're just called Pilcrow now, but it is one of the newer tags. It's a size large. And this is like textured, kind of gauzy cotton type of fabric, oversized buffalo plaid. I don't think this is called buffalo plaid, but plaid. Is it called buffalo plaid? Maybe. Remind me in the comments. Very oversized, perfect for fall. This is one of those items that I want to try to get listed as soon as possible, just with the season. This is from Eloquy Elements, and it is this velvet black, very gothic Victorian romantic style type of dress with the lace front bodice, the puff sleeves. It's a little mini, not super mini, but kind of mini, knee length. I would say it's more knee length type of silhouette. All right, so before we went to that very high priced hospice thrift store, we did stop at Uptown Cheapskate. In Southern Arizona where I live, they no longer have an Uptown Cheapskate. I used to love going there because they would have massive sales, like 90% off sales, a lot. And I usually get a lot of inventory from them. And I also used to sell a lot of things to them, and they would give me like top dollar for it. So I loved the Uptown Cheapskate, but it has not been there for years. They kept saying that they're like, oh, we're finding a new place to relocate, because where they were pretty much like destroying everything and building new things. And they have not relocated. So let's show you some of the items that I got for personal use, and then I'll show you what I got to resell. I mean, it's meant to be ripped, but this is Lululemon. These are, my husband picked these up for himself, a pair of navy, like cotton dress pants. So, and I separated these out. I'm trying a new thing of not purchasing my personal items and my thrift store items all at once, just because I don't want to like throw off my cost of goods of anything. And then this is a really, really pretty dress from Abercrombie and Fitch. So this is for me. It's kind of floral square neck midi dress with I think there's a front slit. Yeah, front slit. These have been very popular lately, and I love the look of them. I mean, that would be really pretty regardless of where you went, even working in person, but I work remotely, so you can really only see this up. So I love to find pieces that are kind of like fun and funky and have some character to them that you can only see up. So I don't really mind that there's a slit there. I think I might not wear it at work if I had to go in person to work, because I think that slit is a little bit high. And then I picked these up. These are just from Cushionaire, which is like a Birkenstock dupe brand or whatever, but I really loved the platform style of these with the studs. It was funny, my husband, he's like, I'm gonna need, like, those look like you're gonna twist your ankle. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And he's like, I'm gonna need you to walk around in them to see if you can actually walk in them. And so I did a little walking test, and I did just fine, but he knows me very well that I probably will roll my ankle on those. I used to wear heels all of the time to work, and like, we're talking platform heels. If you remember Shoe Dazzle, like the shoe subscription company, I used to do that. And so I'd have tons of shoes, and I always gravitated towards heels, so I always wore them to work. And now I look back on that and I'm like, how did I do that? Because that's all I wear is Birkenstocks now. So I'm like, it's kind of a nice mixture of the two, right? Heeled Birkenstocks. So this next group of items are the things that I'm going to be reselling for a profit. I definitely spent too much money per item on these. So when I'm purchasing items, I have to think about what I think I'm going to sell them for, because I do have like an ongoing promotion for 2 for $36. So anything that is priced $99 and below is basically $18 each when bundled. So when you do the math of that, $18 minus the 20% you know, that's my cost of goods. Like I have to stay below that. So if I'm going to purchase something that is a higher cost, I need to make sure that I can sell it for over $100 because that's a different part of the sale that would not end up being $18 per item. Hopefully that makes sense. So there were some of these items that most of them will be fine, but I still feel like I overpaid for some things. Starting with this Johnny Was vest, like duster vest. So it's sleeveless. It's kind of like a fold over with this embroidered details on it. So when I got home and I was drafting it up, I realized that it had belt loops. And so when it has belt loops, it usually means it has an attached belt or a tonal belt to it that this did not have. So that kind of sucks that I don't have that piece for it. So it's not a complete thing, but I still think I can get, you know, decent money for it, and just disclose that it's missing the belt, but perfect opportunity to add your own kind of flair and belt to it. This is a brand that I love, and I have not found the newest tag. So this is the newest tag from Bowden. They are a UK based brand. This is a size 6. It's a really cute puff sleeve, again, smocked, sheared, we don't know, bodice, and then it's a maxi like tiered skirt with this like abstract floral, I don't know what that flower would be. I don't know what that flower would be. We have another Reformation dress. This is a size 0, but again, very castle core, what I just got done filming, castle core style with a square neckline. It's like double puff sleeves, floral, midi length, very exaggerated slits. Does this have a slit? Maybe not. Usually Reformation dresses have this like huge slit to them. This one doesn't. Again, a little bit different from the skirt that felt not that great in my opinion. This fabric feels better, but it's still only partially is double lined. Like just the bodice is double lined and the skirt is not. And I've just noticed from Reformation pieces in the past that I've tried on, like the skirt is kind of see-through. So you'd have to wear like a slip underneath it or be okay with it being see-through. This was the first thing that I found, which was super interesting. This is like almost like an apron type of dress, and I don't know if you can hear the sound of it. It kind of feels like a slick canvas. This is actually Dry Fit Nike Tech. Their tech pack. This is new with tags. It retailed for $110. I forget what the name of this is, but it's basically like a halter dress. Very like urban and streetwear inspired. Then this was on sale. I loved that it was on sale. It needs some love in the washing department, but we have Veronica Beard, size 16. Funny enough, this Uptown Cheapskate is the last time that I found a Veronica Beard dress as well. This is a very beautiful eyelet lace white maxi dress with the front buttons. It's like partially lined on the bottom. It does need to be washed because there is just some like some dirt and stuff on the bottom and some dinginess overall. So I'm gonna have to OxiClean that and just wash that really good, but it's a beautiful dress. I actually might try that on and see if I like it. Right, what do we have here? We have this very beautiful autumnal dress. This is from ACL. This is a very fun ruched, I don't know if it's a maxi or a midi, and it almost has this like sunflower print to it. I don't know if it's actually sunflowers, but kind of just like floral print. When I was doing research on this and drafting it, this is a like $600 dress. Bananas, just bananas. We have Madewell, again, something perfect for fall. It's this micro corduroy jumpsuit, new with tags, size large, very kind of industrial looking. Now this is an example of something that I paid too much for, I will have to exclude it from my 2 for $36 sale, but it was just so beautiful you couldn't leave it behind. It was this beautiful Zara organza top. Again, very Castle Corey, very like romantic gothic. It's new without tags. Zara size small. Oh, so pretty. I think this was like a blogger's favorite too. So with Zara pieces that are bloggers' favorites, sometimes you can actually resell it for more than what it retailed for, just depending on the supply and demand of it. We have a few more Johnny Was pieces. I found these at the very end. I actually found all the Johnny Was pieces at the very end on a different rack that I didn't go through, and I didn't really look them up. I just kind of picked them because of the color, the style, and the size. So that's a Johnny Was tag. The size extra large. It's very oversized, billowy peasant top in this pretty floral pattern. We have another very similar top, Johnny Was extra large. I bet you anything they came from the same person. Although these like looked the exact same silhouette, they are actually called something different. One of them is like I'm not even gonna pretend to remember what they were, but they are technically two different silhouettes. Then we have this beautiful Abercrombie & Fitch dress. This is the Emerson dress, which was very popular for them. Puff sleeves, this like pleated bodice detail, midi length, almost this toile floral print to it, pockets, beautiful. This was a really popular style for them, and so I'm hoping that I can resell it for pretty well. But those are all the items that I have in front of me today. So you just sit and you wait, and I'm gonna show you the rest of the stuff in my other place. We're back in my normal location, which is my house, to continue this thrift haul. So moving right along, first off, we have this really interesting Free People piece, like very intricate details with the embroidery, like some tie-dye. We have some meshy sleeves. It's kind of this like very interesting tunic type of top dress with the vents like all the way up to the side. So it's more of a tunic than it is a dress. But it was a very interesting type of piece for Free People. This is a size small. We have new with tags, Lovers and Friends, size medium. This is a very pretty kind of like emerald jersey knit maxi dress with that like plunging neckline and like knot detail in the front. We have, normally I would not pick up this brand anymore, but this is Lucky brand. This is size medium, but I really liked the shape and print of this top. Very like cottagecore, very peasant like, just kind of seemed to fit in with the style that I've been enjoying as of recently. This is Feathers by Talani, which sometimes can be sold at Anthropologie. It's a size medium. This really pretty like rich floral tunic. Yeah, I think it's a tunic, not a mini dress. Just like these like jewel tone colors with the added pink balloon sleeves. And then this piece I had actually seen in the store before and opted not to pick it up just because they had priced it a little expensive compared to its retail value. They were having a really big sale, so I ended up picking it up on sale. And this is just from Cheyenne, which is like a Western wear type of brand. It is new with tags. It did retail for $65, so that's why I didn't want to pick it up at their original price because the profit margin just wasn't really there. But it's this pretty like kind of southwesterny printed vibes, but also kind of that still pastel. So it was a nice mixture between like Western and pastel. Very much like boho revival maxi dress with the really pretty cuff sleeves. Some more Free People kind of in that same colorway. This is more of a gauzy cotton tunic top with the embroidered contrasting details, the very exaggerated keyhole back. And with Free People, I try to share it once every haul video. Normally they have an OB number on the very back. Sometimes that OB number will actually relate to the correct item. Sorry, my hair is bothering me. The correct item, sometimes it doesn't. So often I have to check the OB number and then do like a Google image search to get the actual like name of the Free People item, because Free People has very like specific names for it. So even if you do describe it in your listing, some people know the item by the item name, if that makes sense. So I think it's important to include it as well. This is a piece that is vintage. It's Newport News, and I picked it up because of the kind of the aesthetic of it. So this is very castle core, Regency core type of vibes. Just that brocade kind of textured floral print. So I picked it up on the vibes, not necessarily the brands. What do we have here? Oh, this was kind of a one-off. I never heard of this brand, but when I checked comps, the comps looked pretty cool. This is the brand Wool and it is just this like wool, navy wool shift tank dress. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, this was so beautiful. This is another Ellie Tahari piece. Quite different from the one that I showed before, but this is like an all over abstract print. I don't know what they call it. I mean, it's like a floral abstract print. Kind of reminds me of Versace in a way. Really, really beautiful with it's like a double breasted with these like pearl buttons on it. Oh, so gorgeous. Wish it was my size. Got some jeans. I haven't really been picking up a lot of jeans lately. I just had an excess of jeans at one point, so I'm trying to like cycle through those, and I've noticed that people haven't really been buying them as often as they used to, so that is another reason why I slowed down. But this is the brand Frame, size 25. I don't really love picking up super small sizes, but it is the lay-high straight, so I decided to pick it up because it was more straight leg compared to a skinny leg and had very minimal distressing. I noticed maximal distressing is not really in style anymore, but it's kind of hard to find jeans that don't have some sort of distressing these days. Ooh, this one was a good find. Tuckernuck. This is a very kind of like preppy East Coast type of brand in my opinion, and it's this very watercolor type of floral detail with a tiered skirt, sleeveless shirt dress. My mind's not working appropriately. Here's another quince piece, size 4. It's very light khaki trouser, kind of a wider leg trouser with those minimal pleating at the front. And I love these pants that have just like a little bit of an elastic waist to account for water retention and bloating, but also just doesn't give that like a waist gap kind of appearance. And then haven't found a pair of Eileen Fisher silk pants in a while. There was one time that I found, I forget what the style was. I mean, they're all relatively similar from Eileen Fisher in my opinion, but I found at the Goodwill boutique like 10 pairs of black Eileen Fisher pull-on pants. They weren't the silk version. I think they were like a cotton blend or something, and they all sold relatively quickly. I think I might still have one pair left, but the other one sold pretty quickly. But this is just like a bone colored silk wide leg pull-on pants, very classic from her. And then another Free People piece. It is this very bubblegum pink maxi A-line full circle skirt that is new with tags. As far as shoes from this particular store, we have this like croc embossed leather almond toe pump. This is Lauren by Ralph Lauren, size 6.5. Both, I mean, in excellent condition. No issues there. This is definitely more of like a spring, summertime shoe, but I decided to pick it up anyways. This is from Antonio Milani. Just kind of that raffia pastel, like pops on it with a wooden heel. Very cute. Small size though. I think it's like a size, I want to say like 5.5 or 6, something like that. And then picked up these, stuff that back in there. Picked up these Nikes with this the pink and like the rose gold. They're the fly knit style. I forget what like the actual colorway is, but I think they're size 10. This next batch is actually from one of my most recent thrift hauls at Goodwill. Ended up picking up these Soul Society shoes, which if you don't remember, Soul Society I think used to be another shoe subscription brand that I was also a part of. Could you tell that shoes are like something I used to love? I still love shoes, but I pretty much just stick to my Birkenstocks at this point. Like I don't really wear any other shoes. So at one point in my life, I loved differentiating my shoes. But this is Soul Society, really pretty kind of like jewel, almost like diamond encrusted type of shoes with this velvet upper. This is perfect for like castle core, Regency core type of style aesthetics. Also holiday, fall, fits into all of that. And then another brand I never heard of before, this nice like kind of fun tan booty with like these intricate panelings on it with the stacked heel. This is from the brand LD Tuttle. When I looked it up, they looked to be like a very high retail value. Resale value seemed to be a little bit all over the place, but I like picking up new brands and kind of testing things out. There is some wear to it. I mean, like obviously there's creasing, but some like water wear. So I'll have to figure out if I want to put the energy into seeing if I can fix it. Most likely I won't, and I'll just list as is and list for a lower price. As far as clothing goes, we have Maeve by Anthropology. Oh, I just sold something on Vinted by all places. Like I very rarely sell on there. Made by Anthropology. It is new with tags. It retailed for $78, and it's this really pretty kind of like floral blouse with a ruffle neckline to it, kind of this like peasant type of shape. We have this, what is this, like a shirt dress? Let's see. Oh, this is from Cabby. This is a brand that I don't pick up very often, just because every time I have picked it up, it just kind of like sits and sits and sits. I feel like it eventually sells, but I'm just not a Cabby seller. There are some other people on the platform who swear by Cabby, and that is their bread and butter, and they can get anywhere from like $30 to $50 for each piece, and I wish I could do that. It's just not for me. But I thought this style was cute, and I guess I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes to selling. But it is a size large, and it's this really pretty like shirt dress. Definitely not necessarily perfect for the season, but I feel like this is kind of a classic style for spring and summer. So hopefully it will sell. Hopefully it sells quickly, but probably will sell closer to that time. And the thing about Cabby too is they are also a very nice brand who puts their style numbers on their tags, and people know them by their style numbers. Like they don't, I think they have names associated with it, but anyways, I put the style number in the listing as well for it to be easily searchable. This I wasn't sure if I should have picked up, but I did. So this is Idlewind. This is a Miranda Lambert brand, kind of similar to that Cheyenne, where kind of this like girly Western wear vibes. Very pretty button front maxi dress, or maybe midi dress. These lace inserts, super cute. That would be like very peasant style tags, ethereal, things like that. Definitely Western as well. This I think I picked up more for me. It's just Old Navy, extra large, but I have had a really good luck with selling Old Navy pieces like pretty quickly. So if you can find them for pretty cheap and flip them, there's something there. But this is a very kind of like peasant style type of dress, milkmaidey, with a Swiss dot on it. I think I got this more for me, which is interesting because as much as I love the idea of like a cream color, I mean, you see I'm pretty fair, so I think I might just blend into it. So I don't know. I got it to test it out, and if not, I will definitely resell it, and I'm sure I'll make a profit on it. This is another piece that I don't know if I should have picked up, but I did. This is from REI Cooperative. This is one of those like what's the material? Very wrinkle resistant type of material. It's this midi dress, button front midi dress with the waist tie in there, kind of this abstract floral print, like gorp core, very what's the word I'm trying to find? I don't know, but kind of along those lines. Sporty, but chic. For someone who says they don't ever pick up cabbie, I picked up 2 cabbie pieces. This is a size large. This mesh floral print top, like very good stretch to it. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't realize that I picked up 2 cabbie pieces. And then this, man, I haven't found this brand in a really long time. This is msha.ke. It reminds me very much of like the early 2000s, Y2K. This sheer kind of meshy dress with this like checkered abstract stripe print. I remember when I was doing ThredUp, I haven't done set anything to ThredUp in a while, but when I sent them a few msha.ke pieces, I do remember them like giving pretty high dollar to that. So that might be something I'd consider, because I don't know how well they resell for on Poshmark. To be honest, I didn't check comps. I probably should have, but I didn't. I just got excited by the brand. Our next little haul is from Plato's Closet. They were having what were they having? I don't think it was a clearance sale. I think this stuff might have been when they were doing this promotion where if you spent, you know, however much money, you got coupons for then $15 off of $45. And I had accumulated a lot. So I wanted to go in and like take full advantage of all of that. And I think that's what this is from. But this is just Urban Outfitters. But what I loved about it was the style of it. Like very romantic, very like pirate Ren Fair, kind of like an updated puffy sleeve shirt from Seinfeld, if you know what I'm talking about. So this is more of a style-based pickup than necessarily the brand. I think we're gonna have a few Free People pieces. Yeah. This is Free Est. They have like a lot of different tags and I don't really know the differences between them, but this is a very beautiful kind of like lilac, very light lavender shirt dress with this knotted detail. Not giving the best view of it, but it's like a linen blend and it was new with tags. There's the tag. Yeah, new with tags, retailed for $98, which I feel like this would have retailed for more, but $98 it is. What I'm frustrated with this Plato's Closet that I am frequenting a lot is that they are getting a little bit sloppy with how they're putting their tags, and it's like putting holes through things. So instead of like doing the barb this way where you're seeing where the actual hole is going, they're doing it from the inside and being a little bit careless of how it's appearing on the outside. And I've seen some pretty funky placements of tags. So this is from Christian Lacroix, and I feel like this brand can be sold at TJ Maxx, can be sold at higher end places too. But again, I picked this up for the very kind of like romantic style with the ruffle details. It's a maxi dress with the tie sleeves or tie shoulders, and it was new with tags, but it was kind of interesting. Even though it was new with tags, there's a little bit of like internal pilling right here. Size large. Sometimes I buy things just for like my fantasy closet. That would definitely be one of them. If I had like a place to wear that to, which I know I could wear it anywhere if I wanted to, but a lot of the times I'm just buying things because I think they're pretty and would want them to be in my fantasy closet. I still try to keep in mind comps and what I'm paying for things, but some things just slip through the cracks. So this is Kate Spade. This is another floral shirt dress. I think this one is a little bit more sought after from what I remember doing my drafts and my draft listing this stuff. I drafted this a while ago, so I can't quite remember, but I feel like this one was pretty sought after, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, this one I spent too much on. I'll be honest on that, but I'm hoping that it repays me well. So this is the brand Rode. It is new with tags. It did come from Anthropologie, and it retailed for $445. When I was checking comps, I'm hopeful to get around like 200, maybe 200 plus, but it is this like midi dress with this abstract print, kind of this like tropical print with the puff sleeves. So again, a little bit more focused on the summer part of stuff, but I'm hopeful that it'll sell relatively quickly because, you know, people go on tropical vacations at any time of the year and that's very kind of like chic resort wear type of stuff, and that would be like a style tag that I would use. This is something I got for myself but will resell if it doesn't work. So it's just like chambray kind of peplum puff sleeve top with a little bit of like a sweetheart neckline. It's just American Eagle, but hopefully that will fit me. If not, like I said, it will be resold. Here's another Free People piece, another new with tags Free People. So this is a very extra bohemian, strapless, but it does come with attached sleeves, and then it's this like contrasting bodice and wide leg pants, and I do believe it feels like they are kind of like a what do they call those, the harem pants, or almost like a jogger in a sense, where they have the elasticated cuff, but it has like a tie back, and I think with the straps, I thought I had attached straps, maybe they're somewhere in here, but this also was new with tags, retailed for $168, so hopefully that means we'll get some good money from that. More Plato's Closet. With that last little mini haul, we definitely were thinking a little bit more spring, more summer, but this is practically filled with jackets, so we're back on the fall train. The first one is this Sherpa midi length jacket, and it is actually Lululemon size 6, and I think this is still on their website if I am not mistaken. I forget what the name of it is, but it retailed for like $138 or something, and it's still reselling really well, so I'm hoping I can get good money from that. We have a Madewell size small. It's like micro corduroy embroidered, what do they call it? Is that, I don't necessarily think that's embroidered. Is that like serging? I don't know what that is, but if you know what that is, let me know. But it's kind of this like cropped corduroy top. I think that might have also been on the website, still active on the website. Here is a Free People movement. If you're not familiar, if you just see this little logo right here, that's kind of like, I think that's like a lotus or something. That is Free People movement, which is Free People's active line. It's this really cool cobalt oversized bomber jacket. Also still on their website, I think. This one I was most excited for because I feel like this was super popular a year or two ago. And this is the Wilfred Cloud Puff jacket in this really nice kind of like taupey brown color. I think it's like a cropped length or something. Oh, I'm so excited to list that. It's so big and puffy and takes up so much room. So hopefully that will sell really quickly. Yet again, another Plato's Closet. Different location. But I picked up this Colsey, which is just Target. It's this really cute, like little gingham, very picnicky type of bralette. Again, I'm trying to see if this will work for me, but if not, it is new with tags. Unfortunately, I think this is supposed to come as a set with like little matching shorts, but it did not have the shorts, or at least I didn't see the shorts. So I'm just gonna be, if it doesn't work for me, I'll just sell it as is. We have a Athleta, where is the tag? Athleta, size small, almost like snake print jumpsuit. Again, it's that material that's like very wrinkle resistant, very travel friendly type of material. Another thing about Athleta is that they also have style numbers in there too, so it makes it pretty easy to find more information. Oh, this was like Fantasy Closet. This is this very beautiful kind of satin toile printed maxi dress with a tiered skirt at the bottom, and this actually is Gianni Beanie. So like I said, I love picking up Gianni Beanie shoes, and they actually have some like really cute clothes too, and this I believe was like a blogger's favorite, so I'm hoping that will help sell it quickly. This is a denim mini dress with this collar attachment to it. Has some interesting like seaming in the front with the, it's not necessarily exposed, but a chunky zipper in the back. And this is from the brand And Other Stories. As far as shoes, so I'm going to show you the boring shoe first, and then I'll show you the really exciting shoe. Not necessarily boring, but definitely in comparison to the other shoe, boring. So this is like a flat form type of shoe, where it's like a flat platform with a croc embossed upper, and this is actually Fit Flop. So if you remember back in the day, Fit Flop, they just had like thong sandals, and they kind of threw off your like balance a little bit. And so the point is that your body like recalibrated for the balance, and it was supposed to like burn more calories, you know, build muscle, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if it still does that. I haven't run across a flip-flop in a really long time, but I thought these were cute. Comps were pretty decent, and I thought this little like almost wooden looking buckle was pretty cool. Now here is probably the most expensive retail that I've found in a really long time. And this was in the special case by Plato's, and it was like on the bottom shelf and you couldn't really see it. And I was like, okay, I'll take a look at it. But this is Christian Louboutin. I think this is the first time that, no, this is not the first time. I've actually found another pair of Christian Louboutin at a Plato's Closet, at a different one, that I tried to get them authenticated, and they said that they weren't authentic, and Plato's wouldn't take them back. So yeah, so I'm really hoping these are authentic. I know nothing about authenticating Christian Louboutins. I will go through a third party to get it done to include that, but it did come with the box. It came with all of like the info on the side. It came packaged up well. It came with dust bags. So all of this is making me lead to think that it is authentic. But just with what I'm going to be pricing these as. I think it's gonna go through Poshmark authentication anyways, but the more I can add proof to it, I'm hoping that it will lead to a bigger sale. But this is what the shoe looks like. This very, very light colored patent leather wedge with these studs on them and the ankle straps. That is what the tag looks like. If there's any experts out there, let me know. We got the red bottoms. They are a size 40, so technically they are my size. I did try them on, and as I've read about Christian Louboutins, they run incredibly small, and these are very tight on my feet. Like, if I could get away with wearing them for an event, but my dogs would be barking after that. So that was an exciting find. Definitely paid up for those. So I'm really hoping that they're authentic, and I will pay an additional fee to get them authenticated with a certificate, which will probably add about another $40 to my cost of goods. I did that with those Gucci mules as well, and it was definitely worth it in my opinion. I mean, it's still expensive to get them authenticated, but I'm hoping that I can resell them for $600-700 because these retailed for close to $1,000, and the resale is still pretty dang good. So I'm hoping anywhere from the $500 to $700, and if that is the case, that would be my most expensive sale. So if you want to see the journey of these, make sure you subscribe, and hopefully I'll be telling you soon in a reseller recap, but we'll see. And we are coming up to the last little mini haul of this video, and this one actually, again, from Plato's Closet. You can tell I like to frequent Plato's Closet. It's more just so I can like sell my personal items that aren't worth it to me to list, to find other items to list. And they had advertised their clearance sale. Clearance items were free. Up to 10 clearance items you could get for free. So unfortunately I did not get there at opening. I got there at like midday, and the racks were definitely picked over, but I did find some things, so we'll see how they go. But it was free. Crazy. So the first item I got was this, I don't know if the brand is called limited edition or something like that, but they are these genuine leather pants, kind of this like straight leg moto pants. I don't know, they're leather. I figured leather could sell well. There are some areas of, of where I think there was like, yeah, some little pilling right here, but in the grand scheme of things, they're in pretty excellent condition. So we'll see how it goes. This is a pair of jeans. I've never heard of this brand before, but it's TNR jeans. These are more straight leg, heavier distressed, probably not as popular like we were talking about before. But when I did check comps, you can get about like $20 for these. So I'm thinking if it's free, I have no money into it, yes, I will pick it up for that. This is another thing that I definitely would not have picked up if it was not free. But just this like little crop top, ribbed crop top in this minty color. It is Urban Outfitters. It's an extra small. Again, if I had to pay any money for that, I probably wouldn't have picked it up, but I was willing to try it for $3. Then we have this polo by Taylor Vintage. This is a men's polo. It's an extra large. This really nice kind of like seafoam green color. Again, I have no awareness of this brand, but when I checked comps, it seemed like it could be decent. And the only thing that I did actually pay for, and I probably paid too much for it, but if I do kind of like average out the cost of these things, so if I say like, hey, I paid $1 for each of that, this would bring this cost of goods down, which I might do, because to be honest, it's just Torrid, but it is Torrid new with tags that retailed for $90, but I just loved the style of this. So again, very, very cottagecore-y, peasant type of dress. It is a midi length, kind of that like heavy weighted feeling with the smocked bodice. And I think that's it. That is everything that I picked up that I have accumulated in the past 3 months.
That is in fact not everything. I found one more bag, so stick around for a little bit longer to see the actual last little bit of this haul.
You would be proud of me. I know I'm proud of me. I have drafted up 95% of these listings already. I'm in the process of taking pictures of them. I'm in the process of uploading them to all of my platforms. So if you're curious about any of these, make sure you're following me on my my platforms. Poshmark is usually the one that I get the most sales on. And it kind of will keep you updated. But if you saw any of these things that you are interested in seeing, photos, learning more about the condition, interested in purchasing, let me also know down below in the comments so I can prioritize getting that up. I'm trying to prioritize getting like more fall type of things going, more Halloween based things, more timely based things. But if there is anything, let me know and I'll prioritize that for you. But other than that, let me know what was your favorite thing from this haul. It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick. I mean, those Christian Louboutins shoes are absolutely amazing and could probably yield me my highest sale to date, hopefully my highest profit to date. That would be really great. I do love those Gianni Beanie like creeper shoes too. Those are really cute. I don't know, there was a bunch of stuff and I found really great items sourced from lots of different places. Yeah, so I'm excited to get all that up. Now I'm just worried about like where I'm going to put it all because I am running out of room in this room. So we'll have to shuffle some things around. So also, if there was anything that you didn't see in this haul, or if you're interested in, help me make room in my reselling room by buying from me. I will give you a good deal on things. Just let me know that you came from this YouTube video and I will give you a good deal to make some room for some stuff. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype this video if that's something that you found enjoyable, you found interesting content. I always appreciate that. And with that, I will see you in my next one. Bye. All right, I thought I was done. You thought I was done, but I found 2 more bags that I forgot about while I was drafting more things up. So let's quickly go through these and finish out this video. So the first is this pair of black patent leather Mary Jane little heels from Steve Madden. Very cute, very lovely. I wish these were my size. I think they're perfect for the season that we're into. And I apologize for, whoops. I know the lighting is garbage in here too, and I'm more greasy, oily. We're rolling with it. The next thing was, this actually was part of the haul with all of the jackets from Plato's Closet. So this is kimchi blue, but look how adorable this like little granny knit sweater is with the cherries on it. We have another adorable sweater, very much reminded me of like Taylor Swift Folklore album. So we have Madewell. This is an extra small, but she's too cute. She was too cute to pass along, so she came home with me. This was very interesting. I've never heard of this brand before, but it's a very cool like purple sweater with alien faces on it, and this is from Lala. I think it's Lala made in LA or something. This is still actively on their website and has some pretty decent comps on it. This I wasn't sure about picking up, but I ended up doing it anyways. This I think is older Lululemon. This is like their gray camo with a little kind of crossover feature on the bottom. Has some pilling to it, but I think some of it might be intentional because of like the pattern and whatnot. But I think this is a size, I know there was pockets. I think it's like oh, here we go. Size 12. So if you didn't know, in some of the Lululemon like pockets, it's usually hidden in the pockets, and then there's a little style number there that will start with either a W for women or M for men, and then it's like the next 5 or 6 numbers, letters, combinations, and that will be the style name. This was a fun find, especially for my Disney adult fans. So this is a Disney Spirit jersey. So we have the black t-shirt with the gold markings on it. We have Disneyland across the back, and it's Sleeping Beauty's castle. These retail for like $90 or something like that. And I do know, at least I think I know, that the Spirit jerseys like kind of get discontinued after they're sold for a while, and that they can become kind of like collector edition. We have another Free People piece. This is a size small, kind of this linen oversized tunic top. Not necessarily fall vibes, but still very fun. We have another Free People top. This is again more on that like peasant romantic cottagecore. That's how I'm going to describe it. Kind of has this like texture to it. And then a few more things. This I wasn't sure if I was going to pick up, but I ended up doing it. This is Cupcakes and Cashmere, size 2. It is a snake print satin midi skirt with like that exaggerated venting, the button details. We have another sweater dress. This is Madewell, size medium. Really perfect color, this kind of like rich brown color, ribbed sweater, perfect for fall. And then last but not least, I feel like I might have hauled these in a previous haul. It's like coming back to me, but if not, here we go again. A pair of Madewell heels with the stacked like circular heel on them. And then, yeah, I feel like I did haul these. Oh well, we're seeing them again. Then this pair of brocade Mary Jane heels with like the little pearl detail. These are a size, I think like 10. Yeah, size 10, and then I think these are a size, size are you? Size 10. So might have been the same person. Okay. I think that's it. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype, do all the wonderful YouTube things, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. And I promise we're done. We're done.